What is good, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Cabby Project. Now, this is where this series is going to start getting interesting because the car is now being taken off the road. I'm not even going to be driving it until the summertime, so it gives me a good excuse. Well, it gives me no excuse to not get things done because I've kind of been a little bit lazy. But sit back, enjoy the series and enjoy the vlog. If you're excited for this series to properly start, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you're new here. I post lots of MK3 content, interior trimming, wrapping, everything like that. But let's get on with the vlog. Got it idling. Start straight up. We just need to move the cabby out of the way and then we can get this project started. I can't wait, honestly. I've been waiting for an excuse for me to not drive this anymore. And the fact that I start my new job, obviously I'll be having a company van, so as you can tell there's literally no space, so that's why I've got to move the cabby, I've got to move the estate.
A few moments later.
So both cars are now where they need to be. The cabby is obviously in front of the garage, ready when we've cleared up enough space. Today we're going to make a start on the Recaros, but first we need to clean them because they're absolutely disgusting. So we're going to be doing that right now and then we'll see what we're doing after that. Before we put the seats and door cards in, there is one thing we need to get, which is this. This is the heating wiring loom for the Recaro seats, and I believe the switch is in here somewhere. Found it. Now we're going to make a start stripping the old seats off, which, if you've done it before, it's a really easy thing to do. I think I got a little bit carried away. I was just trying to figure out why that side is wet. So it turns out that the reason why one side was wet than the other is because the side with the massive hole is the side that's leaking the water. Now at the start I didn't think that the water would trickle down in a way it did, but it did. I've cleaned the drain tubes out already, so that isn't the issue.
Day 2.
What I was going to do yesterday with the interior is just strip it out, get the Recaros put in, but because the condition of the inside is so poor, what I'm going to do is just get all the new carpet. Ben has started breaking his car, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go and get the carpet, we're going to wax it all down and then get some carpet dye, so when I've cleaned all this out and it's, you know, not leaking water into the car, I can get the new carpet put in and then I can build the interior up from that. All the back area is sort of clean and this section was absolutely disgusting. Now it's better. This bung was actually lifted up so I could see into the floor, so water was getting in from underneath and then obviously from this area as well, so I've just kind of bent it back into place and then siliconed around the end and then siliconed underneath, so that should be okay. Alright people, so it's it's not the next day, but it's the next day of progress. We've been stripping the interior out a little bit more. As you can see, all the front carpet is all out. We just gave everything a good wipe. I've already brushed down all the carpets inside, so they just need to be carpet dyed, and then I'll probably spray loads of air freshener on just so it's nice and clean. Once that's done, I'll then build up all the carpets and then start putting bits of the interior in. I started ripping the front door cards off and stuff. There is one thing, if you guys are looking to put hatchback door cards on a cabrio, they are not a straight fit. I repeat, they are not a straight fit. And the reason for it, if we show you right here, is this hole here. So I'll put a picture up now comparing both of the two. Because the cabrios, I don't understand why they've done it, but they've done it, is the speaker mounts into the door itself. So you don't mount the speaker into the door card and then bolt the door card onto the door. You actually put the speaker on after you've put the door card on and then screw it through these holes. Now what that means is you have to extend the hole on the hatchback one. So as you can see, it is a mess, but it's all functional and works. Also, the door pocket as well interferes, so you've got to cut a little section off here. One thing I forgot to mention as well, on the hatchbacks there is like a door card clip and it goes just here, but obviously because you have to cut it off, the cabrios don't have it. Because you're bolting through this and going into the speaker, that's securing this side of the door card anyway, so I think that's why the cabrios don't have one and the hatchbacks do. That enables you to run a hatchback door card on a cabrio. So I thought I'd just tell you what I've been working on today. The first thing was getting this speaker wire set up, and that's all crimped in and loom tape and whatever. I did test fit the door card, but everything bolts up, so that is the door card situation. We also sanded this bit down because there was a little bit of rust, so I've just sanded it down to bare metal and just sprayed some silver over it. Doesn't matter what colour it is because obviously the carpet's going to protect it anyway. I'm just going off the list because I've downloaded an app now. I can just make a massive priority list of everything to do. Just waiting for this glue to dry, so I'll move on to the next step. We are making good progress. Let's carry on and we'll see you in a minute. Alright, so we've got the rear seats in. Again, I thought I'd just put them in now just because of the space in the garage. These are alright to go in. Rear door cards are thrown away. I'm waiting for bends. Front door cards, I'm waiting to modify this side for this to fit. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick this one on today, maybe. Heated seat loom is in, plugged in. All of the connectors at the back, the switch is in, everything's good. I've just broke this surround because I forgot there was a bolt there, so I'm going to get a new one of those. And then we just went ahead and cleaned pretty much everything under the carpets at the back. If we open the boot, all the boot area, well gosh, you can bloody see. Everything at the back is now cleaned, vaxed, air freshener, smells nice now. There is one quite big mess up, and that is the seats. Despite my, well, I'd say my decent knowledge on Mark III Golfs, I never thought I would come into this type of problem. Mark III seats do not fit Mark III Golf Cabrios. I've already got the two seats together here. So this bracket is lined up. Oh dear. Which means the Recaros won't fit in this car. What? Why? Firstly, why? Because I'm sure the 3.5 stuff is the same. I just don't understand it. Because what is the point on making the rails wider when it's the same seat with the same design? I don't understand it. Now, I'm not going to go through the hassle on putting those in because they're too mint to rip apart and trim. But what the hell do I do now? I think I'm going to have to buy a 3.5 set of Recaros. Or I'll have to get someone to measure them, because I've just measured the Recaros, and I think they are, wait, let me put you down here. Right, so roughly they are 48 centimeters, and the Mark 3.5, the Mark 3 cabbie seats are 54 centimeters. So there is no way those seats are going to fit. I'm proper confused. I really am confused. Because if it was the Mark IV seats, the front seats bolt in differently. There's two 10 mils or 13 mils that bolt straight through the middle. It doesn't have that clip that stops it from coming out. What's irritating as well is I have two sets of Recaros that I could have chose from to put in there, and none of them will fit. Why? What have I done with that other seat? Oh, it's just there. I don't understand. The whole bracket assembly is different as well. And that one comes out and then flares, and then this one's just, I don't know what the hell that is. But everything else is the same. It honestly makes no sense. I'm confused. What I'll do then is measure the driver's side, unless the passenger seat is different. But why? Yeah, we'll do that and I'll check in with you in a sec. Yeah, exactly the same. So the 3.5. So the Mark III cabbie seats are 54 centimeters wide, and the Mark III Recaros are 48.5 centimeters wide. So there's no way I can get them to fit without chopping the leg and modifying it that way. I'd rather just buy another set of seats, to be honest with you. That's strange. I've never come across that. I guess one thing I can do is ask Ben what size his seats are, and I'll probably just post on the Mark III page, because that doesn't make sense. It kind of makes sense, but I don't understand why they would do it. But then again, the door cards are different and everything else. Even the wing mirrors are different, is what I later found out when I was fitting my estate wing mirrors. From the crash, someone had smashed the wing mirror, so I'd put another set in from the cabby, and the mounting holes are different, and the cabbies have a different part number. Anything cabbie specific has one E in front of it. That's what someone taught me, so that means that it's cabbie specific. So I think the door handles will have one E, which is why you can't get them anywhere, because it's for one model, whereas at least the non-cabrios can fit the estates, Ventos and hatchbacks. Well, it's back to the drawing board then. Right people, I think we've got to the bottom of it. So after a conversation with Ben and measuring multiple seats, I believe those seats have been modified. So the guy who sold them there, sold them as Mark III seats. Don't fit Mark IIIs. These seats measure 54 centimeters. Even the 3.5 seats measure 54 centimeters. The Recaras in the estate measure 54 centimeters, but they measure 47.5. And I think I know why. They're not bent because there's not enough of the material to be bent. This looks like it's been modified and then cut terribly just here. So what I have is Mark III seats modified to fit Mark IIs. Great. Luckily, we have got the guy down south. He still has my set of black Recaros. They can go in there. So we'll just switch up the plan a little bit. So obviously those seats are not compatible for this car. What we can do is trim them, sell them, because I've already ripped the material off. They'll really need re-trimming for me to get any money back for them. And then we'll wait for the guy down south to drop me the seats off, or we'll sort something out. I'll message him in a bit to try and get the seats up here. We'll get the black ones put in. The red ones we'll trim and sell, or sell as they are, or break them as parts or whatever. But that's the plan. Another thing to check off the list is to modify this bumper so I can get the bumper ducts in. I just had to sand these bits just here and there, which is what that and that clips into. When you fit in the bumper ducts, it gets in the way, so you've got to shave these down a little bit. So I've done both sides, and when it comes to fitting, I've got to run a screw in just to secure the whole bumper duct, but that's another thing off the list. Rear speakers. I was going to put the fly speakers in, but the problem with it is they're too deep. The Cabrio ones have their own special part number, of course, and the speaker itself, the original one, is about that thick, because where it mounts in, it hits the metal, so the fly ones don't work. I'll just send it how it is, because to be fair, they sound alright as they are. If I need to upgrade it in the future, I have got some measurements written down, so when I do order some, I don't get the wrong ones that they won't fit. But for now, that's literally the least of my worries. Another thing I wanted to show you guys as well is this little trim here. The one that came on this car had an airbag light, because the car has an airbag. Now, when I swap to a Momo steering wheel, it's going to put the light on. So what I'm going to do is maybe delete this airbag as well and run a glove box, and then for future MOTs it will pass because there's no light and then there's no airbags fitted, so we should be sound with that. The good news is the interior is all clean and we're ready to build on top of this. We'll worry about the seats another day, and those seats don't sit in properly, but I'll again worry about that another day. But anyway, with all that confusion out of the way, I'm going to end the vlog here. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you like and subscribe. I do have a Patreon if you guys are interested. We've got some exclusive deals on at the minute. Go and check it out, patreon.com/p7c. Leave a link in the description, and so we'll probably see you next Sunday. Peace.